Guess who's back, MFers? That's right. It's your boy Nate Galloway.
God. I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
And welcome back to another dope episode of Late Night with Nate and Adrian.
This guy here, I swear.
You know, you can't cuss. You can't cuss in the first like 4 minutes. So it's mother effers. We are back. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Shout out to the day ones. I know what y'all was thinking. These N-words hit 100 episodes and they decided not to come back. No, it was just on, a little holiday. We was both having, some fun while we were out, vacationing. And then, I got an ear infection. So that is kind of why, we have been on a little bit of a break.
You
But
telling
now
you telling
we're
too
back.
much of your business. I'll just be like,
You
yo, we took a break. That's it.
But see, you gotta let them know it ain't cause obviously we needed to rest and recuperate. But the additional break wasn't because I didn't love y'all. I was trying. Boogie knows I was trying to be like MJ during the flu game. She hit me up like, "Hey, we recorded. What we doing?" And I was like, this unforeseen accident known as an ear infection is taking me down for the count. I was trying. I was like, how did he play during the flu game? Because I was gonna put these headphones on and I was gonna will myself through it. But my ear was like, no, not today, brother. Not
I
today.
still I still have this weird feeling that this quote unquote flu game was actually quote unquote hungover game.
I mean,
I
now that we know how Mike, he was a wild boy, you might be right.
it was just a lot of information going on watching that what is it,
The Last Dance.
the last dance, which might I say I will agree with Scottie Pippen. Like, this is a whole ass documentary about Michael Jordan. This man paid all of us, well, asked all of us to sit down so we could just talk about this man and not the whole team, or the whole process of what happened. So this is some narcissistic shit at its finest. So we'll
Scotty
see.
went back during the final cuts. He was like, hey, what happened to all the other stuff I told you? They was like,
Right.
nope, Mike.
This
Cut
is
to
what
Mike.
we talk about. This is
Horace
all we
Grant.
talk about.
The only person that actually got a hell of time on that was Horace Grant. Horace, I'm like, are you supposed to be telling all this? You
Nah.
telling more than what Mike was like. Hey, edit all of this.
Hey, we ain't asked for none of this.
Horace told everything. He's like, yeah, so on draft night, this is what happened. It's like, hey, what about you and the team? He was giving everything. How you been doing, Bugs?
Yeah, I've been good, chilling, getting it in, just making sure life is lifing, and I'm making sure that I'm present and trying to. I mean, it's hard. It's hard right here, but just trying to stay off the socials because, man, the
Man.
shenanigans been shenanigan. If they go shenan once, best believe they gonna shenan again. Okay.
You know what it is? I like that. I like that. The shenan once, they gonna shenan
I
again
got this off
twice.
of TikTok. Somebody, I saw it. This black woman, because black women be black women, and just did it, and it blew up and went viral.
Black
So,
women sayings on the internet are the best. What's the one lady who's like, if it ain't cheesy, it ain't gonna slide down easy, or some shit like that? You
oh,
know, if it ain't cheesy, it ain't going down easy. Whenever she makes something, she throw extra cheese on there. I love it.
oh,
And then it's like the one brother who's like, you ain't sneezing if it ain't seasoned. I was like, yeah, that's a good one. Like, brothers and sisters, we just come up with some phrases. We need a phrase for the show. What's a good phrase for the show? Let's see. I don't know.
yeah. Let's think about that. Hold off on that
Let's
one.
see. What's a good phrase? You ain't laughing if you ain't tuning in. Nah.
All right. What's been up with you outside of right
I was trying.
outside of that ear infection? Yeah, I'm gonna just bypass. Keep
Ah,
going. That's what you do.
you know, the ear infection, it laid your boy down, Boogie. It laid me
Mm-hmm.
down to the point where I was like, God, this might be it. This might be it. You're calling your boy home to the upper room. I was like, it's a little early. We're 35. It's a little early, but I'm like, if this is it, this is it. I just want to have a really good story. I want to get to heaven. The other angels is like, what you do to get here? You know, I was like, I got an ear infection. That's kind of lame. You can't. You got to go out with a blaze of glory. Like, yeah, I was speeding and I hit a brick wall, or I was in a shootout. It's got to be something
Not a
that
shootout.
is worthwhile to, to get you in heaven early. And now I get it. So to all the little babies out there, I know you're not listening to this podcast, but I understand.
And they
I
shouldn't.
understand. Right. I understand what y'all are going through because you can't even talk. So all you doing is just screaming and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Me as a grown ass man, I was like, hey, my ear should not feel this way. So I
Mm.
know the babies is like, yeah, I feel for all the babies. I feel for them.
That's what babies do. Ah.
My ear.
Ah! This nigga said, ah.
And it was like,
I'm a baby. Ah.
and boy, was I a baby. I turned
Um,
into you all know, whenever, Boogie, when we get those man colds, they're debilitating.
of course.
This was,
Crybaby.
I felt like Mike Tyson was punching me in the face repeatedly. I had a headache on one side of my face, I had a toothache and an earache. I was like, why are all these things connected? Like, God, why would you connect nose, ear? Why would you connect all this stuff? Like, this should not be connected to where if one is hurting, they're all hurting. I was like, this is horrible. This is horrible.
This
But
that sounds like a Tuesday for a woman. So again, I'm sorry to hear that you was down bad, but I'm glad you back up. But this ain't
I'm
nothing.
good. I'm better now. I'm on the final couple of days of the antibiotics, which,
Nice.
you know, antibiotics, F them. Middle finger to the antibiotics because, my birthday was a couple of days ago
Tis true.
on Cinco de Mayo, aka Drinko de Mayo, but I couldn't drink nothing. I couldn't drink nothing because of the biotics. I was
Mm,
like, I don't want to kill myself.
mm.
I don't want to, I don't know what happens if you mix antibiotics and alcohol, but I was like, we're not going to find out. We are not going to find, we're going to, have another 36
Sounds like a
years
good
or something.
time. That's what it sounds.
I was like, we're not gonna do any YOLOs here. So, it was cool. It was a chill birthday. Now that we are past the birthday, because I gotta catch you guys up. It's been some time, you know. Went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, hey, bro, got an ear infection. Cool. You're doing really good on your weight, but you could do better. You still got to unbig your back just a little
Mm,
bit more. So
mm.
I'm like, okay, I appreciate you, doc. Black doctors, they give it to you how it really is. They
Yeah.
like, yeah. They're like family. They're extended family. Like, last time I saw you, you wasn't this big. What you doing? So I'm like, hey, I appreciate you, doc. So now, we've increased some things to,
Okay.
make sure we're doing better. Because I didn't want to be that brother who doesn't go to the doctor, who strokes out. So now I'm making it a point to go to the doctor regularly before every birthday.
Nice.
So I'm meal planning now. Today is the first day of meal planning, Boogie. Today is the first day, and I already want to quit. You know why I want to quit? Because last night I ended up washing all of these goddamn meal
Tupperware.
prep dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is enough to make me not want to meal prep ever again.
I mean, that's your problem.
Ever
That's
again.
that's your problem right there. You shouldn't be you you can't do everything in the extreme. You washed all the Tupperware when you
Yeah.
probably could have just washed four, four or five, or
But
two.
see,
Do it 2 days at a time,
I
or
gotta have
something.
my 10 meals. I gotta have, my lunch, my dinner. Plus, I'm like, yeah, we're busy, Boogie. We are busy podcasters slash comedians.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just be like, I just want to grab something, throw it in the microwave. Just grab it, throw it in the
yeah,
microwave. So now I'm gonna complete the task. I'm
sure,
just like, I gotta wash all of these. And I know it won't be as bad because when you get new dishes, you gotta wash them in general. You
yeah.
shouldn't just put your food in them.
Put
You're
them
really
up. Yeah,
nasty
you got
if
the
you do that.
film and yeah,
So I'm just like, okay, we've accomplished the task. Next week, they're going in the dishwasher. They are going in the
okay,
dishwasher. I do not care. So I'm just like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. That's just what we're gonna do. So
All right. Well, good luck. I wish you the best. You got this. As long as you want to do it, you could do it as long as you want to. So.
it's not the part about not wanting to do it because I actually do want to because I'm over fast food. I'm just like, ugh, this stuff is just it's disgusting. You only eat it because it's convenient. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? This gives me a goal, something to keep working towards. I'm already working out every day, so I might
Mm-hmm.
as well just eat better. I might as
Yeah.
well just throw the whole mix in there.
Yeah. Might as well.
What else been going on with you, Bugs? You done caught us up. It's been a minute since the peoples have seen you. What else you got?
What else I got? Nothing. That's it. I've been living my best life. That's what it
Hey,
is.
so you caught the day ones up. You got a grinding of the gears, Bugs?
No, I don't have a grinding of the gears. I've been trying to be more mindful and peaceful, which intakes, guess what? That allows me to free my mind and disregard any of the BS or anything that irritates me. But I know you got a grind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I do have a grinding of the gears. I partially talked about some of that with the meal prepping because it just sucks. But this was the grinding of the gears for last week. But we missed. I really hate when niggas call other people niggas and they ain't niggas. Like, I really hate that. And I know y'all niggas ain't gonna stop, but I really wish y'all would. When y'all be like, these niggas over here, I'm like, but they're not niggas. They are white people. They are Asians. They are Mexicans. Call them that. Call them what they are. Don't call everybody niggas.
What's
Like,
wrong with
stop.
that? What's wrong with that?
They ain't niggas.
But
They're
they
not
are.
niggas. No, they're
But
not.
they are.
They're not. They're
I
not
I
black.
feel like
They're
okay,
not niggas.
but they're using that word differently. They're not calling them black. They're calling them
Nah.
a term that we know. Oh, there are black people, and then there are niggas.
No, no, no. See, I get that part. I get, but see, it's still the umbrella of blackness. Don't call a Mexican person a nigga. They not that. Don't call a white person a nigga. They not that. There's a lot of good names. I'm not gonna go through all the list of names. And if a white person pisses you off, you can call them those names outside of calling them nigga. Don't this bitch ass nigga over here, but they're not a nigga. Just black. This bitch ass cracker. This bitch ass whatever. Just
Okay.
go through the list like that. Don't call them niggas.
All right, you getting real. To
That's
me,
just me.
that's very specific. I don't know if I like if you want to generalize. Maybe they're using that word as the umbrella for everything. Like this
But
nigga
it's
over here
not.
need to give me my coffee. This nigga right here playing around and just got me a ticket. Regardless of race, that's what they're just doing. They're using that as a generic name.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
just
Maybe
like, yeah, no.
yeah, I'm just like, why can't we just call, hey, the white dude over here? Hey, the cop over here. Why I gotta be like these niggas over here? I'm like, but you not and what's even crazier though is when you call I've seen some videos when people are like, these niggas over here, and they're looking at you like, but they can't say it, but they're like, but I'm not a nigger. Like, I'm not a nigga. Like, it's always just like, why? Why call them that? Like, it makes
Yeah,
no sense.
all
I could
right.
be wrong though. I could be wrong. That's
It,
just my
it's
grinder.
yeah, I got you.
I'm just like, I don't know. Just watch some of them videos when niggas are turning up, and it's just like white people want a rebuttal, and they're just like, well, okay, maybe he's not talking about me because he said the niggas. I'm just like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It's a lang-
Just
it's a
my grind.
language. It's a language. It's
So
a.
semantic. Is this what are you saying? This is a semantics. Is that what you're saying? This is a debate of semantics. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. This is just a preference of very generic terms that people, like what we're doing here. I'm saying people, folks, instead of folks, they use it niggas.
So let me ask you this question. So if said niggas who's not a nigga says, I'm not a nigga, do you as a nigga hit him or her? Is that
Well, I'm not gonna hit anybody. I'm gonna just say, hey, I'm gonna just say, hey, you can't say that word.
okay? I just want to make sure we still have to correct them though. It's just like if they're just
But
like,
of
"Hey,
course,
I'm not niggas." Okay, okay, okay,
but
okay.
of course,
Okay. You know what? I like that. I like that. So you know what? I kind of, you know what? Hear me out here. I kind of like where you're going with this. You just enlightened me. I think I'm gonna pull it back. I think I'm gonna pull it back and say, you know what? I'm in agreement with niggas saying, with calling people that aren't niggas niggas. As long as they get to have that banter, I hope that people are like, but I'm not niggas. And then bam, I hope it's just open for interpretation for niggas to decide then what they decide to do after that. You know what? Let's retract that
Yeah.
grinding of the gears. I'm happy. I got no grinding. Let's just retract it. Yeah.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Boogie.
Yes, sir.
Feels good to be able to do that again. Boogie. You know what time it is.
I'm tipping my hat.
Time to tip the hat to folks who are doing dope things in the communities. Who you got, Boogie?
I'm tipping my hat to all of the WGA East, WGA West. Right now, there's a strike right now for the writers. They are fighting for pennies on the dollar to get their work paid for in all of the royalties that they deserve. I respect the hustle. I would like
Man,
to be in the WGA at
me
some
too.
point myself. So they fighting for us and future writers that are wanting to join. And what it all comes down to, like, man, we need to spread the wealth. These companies,
Yep.
these networks right now are just trying to shut them out
They're getting over.
and try to get all the money and squeeze them for what they're worth, and we not having it. We not staying with it. We're not going for it. So I stand with you guys, respect on what you guys are doing. The strike is going to affect everybody, because if you don't
Literally.
notice it, you probably won't notice it initially, but then when you start to see that your favorite shows are just getting canceled out of the blue, you're going to be like, hey, I wonder what happened.
Well, a lot of the late night shows already went dark.
Yeah,
What
they
was it? The
postponed.
View
Yep.
or one of those shows, they went dark as well.
Yeah.
Um, from some of the writers that I've talked to, they're saying they got their heels dug in for a nice little minute.
Yeah.
So hang tight and enjoy those reruns because you might not get anything new.
Yep.
But not only is this going to affect it's affecting the writers, but who you think is going to be the next group to strike? The actors.
Oh yeah.
Because if we ain't got no writings, y'all can't perform any of what people wrote.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy when you think that the money is controlled by 8 people.
Yeah.
And when you mention pennies, it literally is pennies. They're only asking
They're
for
fighting for
2%
I think it's a
increase.
2%. Yeah.
Small when you think about it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely with you. I'm standing with all the writers. And just for all the people who are in positions like you and me, Boogie, who are trying to get into the guild,
Yeah.
don't be a scab. Don't do it because they're going to be looking for content. They're going to be looking for people to cross that picket line. We all joke and say, like, hey, if someone gave me an opportunity, I'm going to don't do it. Don't do it because the opportunity is not going to be worth it whenever this is all resolved.
Not at all.
So,
I know you got bills to pay. Go find another job because this ain't it. Just don't do it, because I promise you, it won't end well. It won't
Believe
end well.
me, we are all watching and everyone is seeing who is going out there. So if you want to cross that line, just know you're going to be in some trouble when it's all said and done.
It won't end well whatsoever. Who you got for your tipping?
I am tipping my hat to none other than Bianca Belair, arguably probably the greatest wrestler of all time, men's and women's. She is the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era. A couple of quick facts for her: she's the longest reigning Black world champion in WWE history. God dang, them W's was tying your boy up. She's the longest reigning the longest reigning Raw women's champion and the longest women's champion in the modern era. So shout out to her and all the wrestling fans.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't have to say Raw anymore, because I always felt weird about hearing that.
Monday Night Raw.
I'm like, hey, whoa, wait, what we doing?
What's going on here?
What we doing here? Should we be watching this? My mom is letting me watch this. Hey, whoa.
You know what? Realistically, none of our parents would let us watch wrestling at all.
No,
Like, if
no,
we are being 100%
no.
honest,
My mom messed up. She knew she messed up with watching, letting us watch wrestling when my brother dislocated my other brother shoulder from doing the damn wrestling move. I was like, yeah, I don't think we should be doing this anymore.
man, talk about the couch was the top turnbuckle, and you was jumping off the people's elbow. Little brothers and sisters everywhere took the worst end
Yeah,
of all these finishing moves.
yeah.
Like,
That was when, I don't know if you remember this, but like that was when wrestling first came out, and then
yeah.
all the kids was emulating. And then I guess like after this whole wave, you start to see these wrestling shows. They used to have those huge warning. These are trained professional actors. Please don't do these stunts.
Man, kids was definitely like, yeah, okay. Fast forward past this
Watch
warning,
this.
and bam, hit you with the rock bottom.
Right.
It was the amount of kids that got put in after school detention from
Man.
doing the
Yeah.
X-Pac and
Yeah.
drinking, cracking open lemonades and spitting
Yeah.
them out like Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold,
They had
yep.
a chokehold on us.
Yeah.
Had a chokehold on us.
Fun times, but definitely glad it's over with.
You know what? You remember the first time out? Wrestling was so cool though because the storylines. One, you can't do them storylines no more. Who was
Not
the
at all.
dude that
Not
the
at all.
whole train? This man was a pimp, and he came out and was like, "Chew, chew," and it was nothing but hoes behind him, and we was like, "Yeah, the whole train." Like, you couldn't do this stuff nowadays. Now it's like, how many hoes does he have on his train? No, 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 no. You're getting a fine, buddy.
Right.
Like, you can't do
STIs.
this. Yo, we got a honorable mention here for the tipping of the hat. This was dope because I've never seen this before because it's never happened. For the first time in NFL history at the draft, the top 10 players picked were all brothers.
All right.
I had so much joy. I was like, look at all this money. But I called it out. I was like, dang, there's a lot of brothers in there. Not that it was a bad thing. We've just never seen it.
Yeah.
Normally, it's a couple Wahites that get picked. And there were some Wahites that were in the room and they was looking at their phone like, oh, not yet, not yet, not yet. Nope, not yet. All these brothers was picked before you. So kudos.
I'm always weary about watching stuff like that. I don't like when we have all these cameras in their faces while we see in real time whether or not they get picked or not. Like I
Yeah.
understand this is all for entertainment, but damn, can this be personal? If somebody has something for themselves,
It's only bad if you're sitting in there and you don't get picked like the one dude from Kentucky. That's when
Yeah.
it's only bad. But I do agree because then it brings up the question is what's more important, going to shake the commissioner's hand or having this moment with your family? Like which one would
Exactly.
you choose? Like if it was you, where are you going, Boogie? Are you going to draft night or are you
Hell no.
hang with the family?
I'm sitting my ass down. They gonna have the little camera with me when it happens. But other than that, I'm gonna turn the damn camera off. It's
So if
not
you the
about.
number one draft pick, you like, nah, I'm being at home.
I'm
That what you
sitting my
gonna
butt
do?
at home. Yeah, you know people respect character. If you
Yeah.
have strong character and integrity and conviction on what your morals are, they gonna respect it, but also find a way to get a camera in.
That's cool. I agree with that. I like your stance there. But you know me. If I'm a top 5 pick, even top 10, I'm gonna be there for draft night. You know why? Because
That's
I could have this party with the fam, but I don't want to. You know why? Because all those guys you see, it's always like that extra cousin where I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who just comes out of nowhere and managed to get on screen like, we
Yeah.
did it, cuz we did it. I don't want that. If I'm at the draft, I know it's only
Yeah.
the immediate fam. And I was like, hey, the money train stops here. Get out of here. Move. I'm blocking. No money for none of y'all.
Well,
Nah.
that's why you got to be very selective of who you invite in the house. At this point, I already have security, and and
Oh, you got a list at the house.
oh yeah. It's done with. It's
I
done
like your
for.
style. You
So
using some
that's
of
just
that
how I roll.
pre-draft money. He's like, all right, let's get some security here at the house.
I mean, at this point, yeah, people gonna be hitting my phone up anyway, so I'm gonna change my phone anyway.
Oh, the phone number gets changed when I announce I'm going to the draft. That's
Absolutely.
already changed for the immediate relatives that I know. I'm like, whoa. I don't know you. I don't, because everyone has new cousins that randomly pop up when you're in your adult life.
Yeah.
No new cousins. If you was not at grandma's house, you can't be at the draft party. That's just the way that is. Like, I don't know you. Get out of here.
But shout out to them, yeah. Shout out to all the brothers that are just coming into all this money. Remember that always rubber up, strap up, and
Get a prenup.
get a prenup, man.
Rubber up, get a prenup, and what else can we do? Well, I'm sure there's other things that we could say that these brothers already know, but they're not gonna listen to us. So.
Blow your first check, but keep the other ones. That's it.
I was gonna say stay away from some particular ladies, but I would just be like, nah, they know. They know.
Enjoy. Blow your first check. Understand it. Get that first high off. But other than that.
So which check do you blow first? Do you take care of your mama and get her the house and the car off the first check first, or do you blow the first check on you? How does that first check work?
Great question.
What does Boogie do?
To me, because I'm such an analytical person and I'm a Capricorn, I'm a very grounded person.
Okay.
I first like to see what my check's gonna look. So I'm usually in the portal beforehand trying to see how much taxes and how much.
So my take home is gonna be how much? All right, now I can break you off. I done cleared this.
Right. That's me all day, man. I'm trying to see how much my agent's getting from me, how much Uncle Sam's taking from me. That's just how I roll. That's just exactly how I roll. And then from there, you always got to pay yourself. You always got to make sure you pay the house. Pay the house. Pay yourself first. And then from there, I break it up. I'm gonna let my mom know, hey, mom, because now at this point, I have to. I'm visualizing. Okay, my mama ain't got everything she want. Okay, I'm gonna tell my mom, hey, mom, I just want to let you know. Yes, I'm gonna have a lot of money, but I am not rich right now. I am not rich.
Setting that standard.
Yeah. I am not rich right now. Rich is the goal. Rich is the goal.
Maybe one day.
We are getting to that point, but I am not rich right now. I am still a rookie in the league. And then I'm gonna send out a whole bunch of articles.
You letting her know that this is the medium income for rookies.
Man, this is the medium, and this is how long my career can last on average if I do well.
That is.
I'm just saying, you have to prepare. Because people only see what they see, the generalities. They see the big stars. They see they're making all this money, but they don't see the little people, the people that are actually in the league doing the work and seeing how much money it actually takes. So you got to clue them in. I'm all about education. I feel like my parents or my family, my immediate family, they're gonna be like, we rich, cuz. I'm like, we are not rich.
There's no I in we.
Right. I had a village. I had a team that helped me get to this point. And I'm also share with my team and village that I am not rich yet.
This is need to know information. Y'all need to know that I am not rich. So are you giving mom a lump sum, or is it just I'm
gonna get her a little bit. But I ain't gonna be like, mom, I can retire you. Nah.
You still gotta work for a couple more years.
Yeah.
But you ain't got no mortgage, Right.
I'm gonna pay the rest of them. Yeah, I'm gonna do things in steps. That's how you do this. That's how you keep your money, really.
You smart because you be like some of these players and you blow it all at once. I got you a house, got you a house, got you a car, and then you ain't got no money left. And
Assed out.
how you
You
supposed to the
going
rest
to
of the season?
MC Hammer route? Not on my watch.
Yeah, I think
I'm
he's a
not
telltale
hiring
sign for all of
nobody.
us.
I, I'm not hiring nobody.
Not hiring none of y'all niggas.
Boy,
What? You want to be my what? I've already had people asking me, "Can I be your security guard?" I was like, "You don't secure people now, so how
right.
are you going to secure me?"
I'm the one that helped you out. I'm the one that blocked your mans from you.
I'm helping you secure a job, but you're not securing me. Like, get
Yeah,
out of here. Like,
that
no.
ain't the work. That you got to put the work in. So it all takes work, and those conversations need to happen before the draft anyway. So
Yeah, it's like, here's the conversation. Ain't none of y'all getting nothing. You're getting what you got before I was drafted. Nothing. And we all good. All good.
yeah.
Anyways, Boogie, we got some bills to pay. Let's get to this ad and we will be right back.
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm just over here polishing up my black watch. A lot of y'all know I'm an avid collector of watches. I got at least 9 of them things in my collection, and the one that I get the most compliments on has got to be my black watch. I got to tell y'all, black watches, they have really put a lot of time and detail into their product. I got to tell you, from the watch face all the way down to the band made of genuine leather. I know it's genuine, but I like seeing genuine. They really have outdone themselves. So fellas, ladies, if you're looking to upgrade your watch style, definitely check out the good folks over there at Black Watches. They black owned. You know you want to support a black owned watch company. And because, they rocking with the podcast, they, hooked you guys up with a promo code. That's right, a promo code. They'll give you 20% off of your order when you head over to blackwatches.com. That's right, blackwatches.com, BLAK watches.com, and make sure you use that promo code late night WNA. Come on, support the Black Watches. Now back to the podcast. All right, first up for news you can or can't use. Topic number 1. Brat and her wife, Jessica Judy Depart, selected a white sperm donor for the IVF because there was only one black donor and he was unattractive. Dude looked like Jiminy Cricket. That headline is wild. Says to be clear for all those who are not aware of the many things that we weren't aware of. Here it is. Black men make up less than 5% of the donation pool. Furthermore, with genetic testing and the inputting my stats in all the crypto banks, it went from thousands to 300 and only one was black. And he wasn't a perfect match. So we actually waited a few weeks to see if the pool increased. But unfortunately, with the time frame, we had to choose within 6 to 8 weeks. There was no more black donors that fit within the perfect fit for my genetic testing. Excuse me. Hopefully, with the headline people are running with, will educate more people that there's a huge gap in the sperm pool. Everyone have a great rest of the day. What say you, Boogie? How you feeling about Brat and her wife getting the Wahite when it comes to the sperm donor?
I sentence you to 4,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
Or a black woman. How you feel? Do you feel the same way that
She
Dr.
should have
Umar
said
feels?
that. She should have said that from jump. Okay, clickbait is clickbait. You knew what you was doing when you said dude looked like Jiminy Cricket. Come on, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, bro. Come on, bro. You could have just came out with that educational statement from jump. But no, you wanted people to talk, so you said dude look like Jiminy Cricket. If you was going to pick a black donor, then let it be it. You didn't even have to say that you didn't have to share with us that you selected a white donor. It was going to come out regardless. When we saw the child and we realized that this child looks quite bright. But
Quite
at the
like.
same time, these are lighter skinned women. So there's a chance that, the baby was going to be light regardless. But the whole point is,
Yeah.
if you was going to share that information with us, you should have just shared the facts. The facts is we went through all of these donors, the qualifications, blah, 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 and we came down to X amount of white donors and one black donor. And unfortunately, the black donor didn't make the cut. So we chose the white donor. What was so hard about that? Because she was trying to be funny. That's why. She was trying to be funny, and people
Yeah, she
came out.
was.
She was trying to be funny, and people came out was like, my mans, this ain't what we were looking for.
This ain't it.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Like that, it just, here's the thing. They're not wrong in the sense of the numbers for black male donors. They are extremely low. They are. A lot of brothers, they're just not, we're not doing that. We're just not giving up the donation in the sperm banks. We're not,
Yeah.
you got a better chance of just getting a brother off the street to donate to your cause that way than you do going to a sperm bank. So she's not wrong in there. The part where she's wrong is where she called Buddy Jiminy Cricket, because you're out here making it seem like that the white donor, or it's a white donor in general, looks that much better than a black person. And I understand looks are important. That's fine. You want to have a good looking I get that. You could have just left that part out. You didn't have to be. You look like Jiminy Cricket. That was a shot at you, just
trying to be funny. Just trying to be funny.
A terrible attempt at trying to be funny. But these are the people who always talk about we're pro-black, we're not anti-black. What you just said was literally you can make a case point for you being anti-black. What you said, buddy, look like Jiminy Cricket. That was a case point in there, because if we really want to be, what do you think y'all look like? Neither one of y'all are a prize of yourselves either, if we're going here based on looks. So let's not sit up here and talk about who's ugly here and who's
don't
not
do
ugly.
the Brat like that. Do not do the Brat like that.
But I'm not. But listen to what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There are people who could say the same thing about how the Brat looks and about how Judy's cute. We're not gonna say that, but there are people who can say the same thing about either one of them.
Sure.
And you out here saying this about brother. We don't know what brother looks like. So let's not sit up here and act like y'all are just the picture perfect of beauty here, because people can literally talk about y'all too. It just makes no sense. But they also, I've heard the Brat on numerous occasions on the radio talk about supporting black, buy black, we black this, black family units. And then you go out here and you're not creating a black family unit. It's very contradictory, and everyone contradicts themselves. We all do it, but it's just like, don't get on your platform and talk about black this and black that when you do the exact opposite of it, because you're rich. although I know the numbers are low there, you can find people who are wealthy just like yourselves who might want to accommodate you, might want to help you out. Maybe they don't want a child, but they might say, hey,
I was about to say Tristan Thompson
donate.
got a Tristan Thompson got a
Nick
whole
Cannon. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, no,
here.
but you also, I again, I understand what they were doing. They were trying to you do those testings to ensure that there are no diseases, no autoimmune problems, no, there's a long list now that we have technology where you can test those things out to ensure that your child will be the healthiest as possible. But damn, you did not have to disclose or share with us that the unnecessary information, because guess what? Once you start to overshare a lot of things that you think we care about, you start to put your foot in your mouth, and that's generally what just happened.
And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, when you, and I get the numbers, so I'm not saying that they're not wrong in that aspect, but it's like, yo, you have means. Y'all are millionaires. Literally, they have people who I get it, where it's like, well, you shouldn't buy a baby, but you're buying a baby. That's essentially what you're doing. You're creating what you want. You cannot. So I just refuse to believe that there's no one in your wealthy circle that was like, you know what, we can help you out here. And maybe you don't want to go to that person because I know it's
Yeah,
kind
I was
of,
gonna say that's tough. I understand why they
yeah,
decided
it's
to go
hard
with a donor
there.
because when you ask someone in your circle to be the father of your child, then it takes on responsibility, and then
Yeah, I
on
get why you
on
wouldn't do
that
that.
on that friend or that person, and then you have to put in contracts and say,
Yeah,
hey, this is not your child, but this is your DNA. So, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like there are a lot of stipulations where just going through a donor is so much easier, which I think that's probably what the route that they were going for. But you
yeah. I
have
get that
to
part.
yeah, there's a lot of information that we don't know about this way of procreating that I think would have been a little bit more beneficial for them to just share their process versus just
Yeah.
going that route that she went. So
It just seems like where rich people have access and means to tons
yeah,
of things that we don't
yeah,
have access to,
yeah.
for y'all to be millionaires like that, that pool of, I just feel like you could, there's someone out, there's a donor out there that you could be like,
Mm,
hey, that's a black guy. Come on now. Even if it's like a brother, because they do it often for people who are in college, where you hear about women that ask young, like women on college campuses to either surrogate or care because they're young, and they
yeah.
break them off to pay for their college. You're not telling me you can't find some young brother who's a struggling college student, pay off his tuition
Mm.
and give you the sample like that? Like, come
But
on.
that's hard. That's hard. That's a hard
I'm not
search.
saying it's not. I mean, I get it's all difficult. I just feel like there's a cop out with certain people who get out here and it's black, 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 and you go and get a white donor. I just feel like, come on, bro. I don't know. It's just weird to me. And a lot of people was calling them out as well. If you want a white baby, just say that. You want a white
Yeah,
baby, just say
I
that.
know.
So it looks that way. I would rather it just be like, just don't get up here and be preaching the pro black stuff to people and getting them to buy in, and you go and do the opposite. Just don't be up here. Just be like, yeah, just don't say nothing. I'd really just do that, because now you
Yeah,
just look
hold your tongue.
real goofy. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be in the wrong.
I'd be interested to know what other people's think, our listeners think. Definitely, put a comment down after this episode airs. Let us know what you think. Should she have said anything? Should she have just or maybe
Let
she
it
should
go.
have just disclosed it in a different way. I think everyone can agree the whole Jiminy Cricket in itself it should have just been
It's bad.
redacted. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that in the first place. I think everybody was like, these are the words you want to say. This is what you
I
want
would
to. Oh, okay.
I would have rather her say looks like Flavor Flav than goddamn cricket. I'd have been like, okay, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't go with that, brother. But
Yeah,
I honestly, I want to know, what does this guy look like? I want to know, what does he look like?
but they
Is
can't
he
disclose
cricket
that.
esque? I know, but I really want to know. Jiminy Cricket, no one has used Jiminy Cricket in a very long time
Yeah,
to insult someone. So it's just kind of
that's
like,
an old school
eh,
one right there.
on your age on that one.
But also at the same time, we have to remember they have money, so these problems are just first world problems. So
Which
we
is
we we
furthermore why you
bring
should be able to find a black donor. Hey, my man, and they live in Atlanta. They live in Atlanta. How many niggas in Atlanta can you? There's tons of niggas in Atlanta.
yeah, but
Tons of niggas in
it's a
Atlanta.
ton of it's a ton of
But
it's a
look at them.
ton.
Look at them.
I know.
That's what. Look at
That's
them. That's all I'm saying. It's just that shouldn't even matter. That should not even. If you're looking for a black donor, straight, gay, that should not even matter. In Atlanta, there's a plethora of brothers. Look, you go from the Water Boys, you might not want them. You get the Corner Boys, you might not want them. And you can just keep working your way. The scammers, there's tons of brothers in the diaspora in Atlanta. Tons.
well, there's something clearly that we're
Tons.
missing out, that they're missing out. So they chose this route. So let them live.
I was gonna say I wonder who the baby's gonna look like, but Obviously not the Brat. So, you know,
Why? It's not gonna look like the Brat.
because it's not the Brat's. That's not how is that? Is that what I'm not?
That's
Is
not her egg.
no, that's Judy's egg. Brat is the surrogate.
What?
Yes, this. Wait a minute, you just now finding this out?
Yes. Are you serious?
Breaking news.
Oh, I didn't know that. But also, I'm not following.
Yes.
I'm not going on the news. Like, let me see what's going on.
Yes, the Brat is the surrogate. It is
Oh,
Judy's egg. So
okay.
yeah, that's why I said we know what the baby's not gonna look like.
Okay, got you.
Oh man, I just wish you could go back and see the look on your face when you found out. Just like the wheels were, I could see the wheels spinning. You was just like, wait a minute. Go back. Let's do the 1 + 1 = 2 again here. How did this happen?
Oh God. Okay. I mean, good for them. Congratulations.
You know.
Regardless of the fact, congratulations. I hope for the best. Let's see what happens because we're not gonna hear the end of this. So
No,
see.
we're not. For even when this baby comes out, we're not gonna hear the end of this. But hey, you know, successful birthing and happy and healthy baby. Just don't be calling people Jiminy Cricket no more. Just don't be calling people crickets no more.
That's it.
You know, especially brothers. Like, come on, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bugs, let's get to this next ad and we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, we're going to take a quick pause from this episode to tell you about our next sponsor, Rose Vogue Styling. Let Rose Vogue Styling help you change the way you see yourself. Their mission is to empower you to build your confidence and look fly while doing it. They offer personal styling, shopping, and closet auditing. They need to come to my closet because it's a hot ass mess, okay? They also have an online boutique store full of pieces that will give your outfit life and have you looking right. Pieces like earrings, that's what I have on now, right here, necklaces, purses, rings, just to name a few, okay? Right now, our subscribers, our listeners, our watchers, you can get 20% off when you use the code LATE NIGHT, okay? LATENITE. Go on over to their IG. It's Rose Vogue Styling at Rose Vogue Styling. Easy. Everybody knows that, okay? Let Rose Vogue Styling style you for your next event or simply just help you enhance the pieces that you already have in your closet. Wow. Style is a choice. Upgrade yours with Rose Vogue Styling. Again, you can get 20% off if you use our code LATE NIGHT, okay? LATENITE. Support a black business, okay? Support us. When you support them, you're supporting us, okay? Now let's get back to the show.
Topic number 2 is a doozy. Bus gate. Man, this is what folks have been talking about for quite some time. Ebony K. Williams admitted she would never date a bus driver unless he owned the bus. Her and Ayanna Van Zet had a little tizzy. Boogie, do we got the clip?
We got the clip. Let me roll it.
Roll that beautiful footage.
I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanna, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because the
She
standards
said,
and
"Cat."
requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for
She
who
wasn't
we
really
are
listening
as
here. It
women
was going in
and
one
who
ear, not
they
the
are
other.
in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama,
Yeah, she's
if he
done.
treated me well.
You can see that
I
smirk
would date
forming.
She's so done right there.
She's like, I'm gonna let you land, but I'm about to not listen to any of this.
Thoughts?
Dang, I'll let you go first. My thoughts are, I don't think she's wrong with a preference. Everyone has their preference. Tall, short, skinny, fat, whatever. We
Yeah.
all have what we like.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're gonna get what you like, that's up in the air.
Sure.
Some people do, some people don't. Some people get, mixtures of that. There's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. Where she messed up at was the double down
Mm.
of her calling people mediocre.
Mm.
Because of a job that she feels is a mediocre job. She messed up when she was attacking the C and D students. That's where it really went off the rails. I'm okay with you having your personal preferences. You just have to know that no matter what your preferences are, you may not get that, and having those standards of preferences may still keep you from getting what you want. That's just
Yeah. I hate this conversation in general. I hate the fact that this blew up, and this is what our community is talking about right now. Like, we gotta do better.
I agree.
we gotta do better. Iyanla talking about, would you date a bus driver? Who cares? I agree with you. Ebony has preferences. If he owns the bus, Ebony put her foot in her mouth by doubling down several times, even when she went on Breakfast Club to try and clarify that. I didn't hear or understand not a word she was saying. She was just talking at this point. To me, I just feel like you have a preference. If that preference is not met, then you will not date that person.
Exactly.
That is it. This has nothing to do with the level, what job it is. Tell you the truth, I could care less. Do you have a job? Are you paying your bills? All right.
That's most of us. Most of us are of that inkling. Oh, okay, you're a responsible adult. You can maintain these. We can figure everything else out. That's where most of us are at.
This whole bare minimum mediocrity. Listen, you can do basic ass jobs and still be a phenomenal person.
Literally.
You can do basic ass jobs and still be successful in your right. You can just make sure that your basic needs are met and still be able to be said entrepreneur. Now Ebony went on to Breakfast Club. Yeah, Ebony went on and said, well, Iyanla didn't preface it by saying the bus driver had XYZ businesses and whatnot. No.
She doesn't have to.
No, she didn't. You're right. No, she didn't. But at the same time, who gives a fuck? He has a job. He decided to initiate a conversation with you. I think that who cares if the person has a job and he's interested in you, then you have to go and find out if the qualities outside of the employment works with you.
Is
it
worth my time to see what you bring to the quote unquote table?
God.
I agree with you, but here's some of the things where I wish that Iyanla I kind of wish she would have prefaced it differently, because she's never going to be in the arena to meet a bus driver. That is probably never going to happen for her. This ain't a goddamn Tyler Perry movie. Boris Kojo is
Right.
not pulling up at the bus stop just being
Right.
nice to you. It's
Right.
not going to happen. So I get that. People oftentimes you are going to date closer to your proximity. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, it does happen where sometimes you're outside of that proximity. You just meet someone at an event or something. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, cool. That can happen too. We know that happens. So I'm not. That's why I say I can't be upset with her preference, because if I'm constantly around media personalities, or like us, for instance, we're always around comics and other creatives. So more than likely, you are going to date someone in that creative field,
Yeah.
unless
Never doing again, by never doing that again. But yes, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, I definitely don't eat where you shit. You know, I can't.
Yeah. Never
That's
doing that again. But continue. Yes.
but that's usually how that happens. So I agree. But to think that, okay, if I met this bus driver and he tells me I'm a bus driver, she's automatically
Turned
discounting
off.
him
Yeah.
for anything. You're not waiting to see,
Yeah.
like she was saying, is he a good character? Does this person love his mama? Does this person beat up puppies? These are things you're not even trying to figure out. You're not trying to even find that out because you're automatically turned off by the fact that he is the bus driver. Not knowing it, how do you know, brother? He could be a trained violinist. He just drives a bus
Yeah.
because that's just where he
Benefits.
found a
Nigga.
job at.
Yeah.
You know.
Who cares? I dated a train conductor.
He had some good ass benefits too, didn't he?
Yeah, and you know, and then it was a sign for me to never do that again, because I ride the train. I don't need to see this man on the train, because he was just adamant. He was smooth. He was a good looking dude. He had his little uniform. Okay, I know he's about his business. But listen, if you don't like the person themselves, then it's gonna be a turnoff. I don't care what job you do. Do you have a
Yeah,
job? Are
exactly.
you paying your bills? Okay, well then guess what? We can talk.
Some of these things, because it's, and again, your standards what your standards are, but then I gotta ask some questions, because I'm like, you're constantly in these arenas with these wealthy men. Why don't
Mhm.
you have someone? Why has, not that you have to have anyone, because you don't
Yeah,
have to have anyone,
yeah.
but we know this is a person who wants to date and who's actively looking. So you are in these places with these
Mhm.
millionaire brothers. Why are none of them talking to you?
Well, her fiance was white.
That's
Yeah,
also, I have an issue with that too, because yet again, with her book is Bet on Black, you were not with a black person. You were talking about being intelligently sound and trying to build up the black race on the Breakfast Club. She talked about that repeatedly, but you were with a white man, or you were with a white man. You just did, you make no sense.
I think we all should just, especially Ebony, take the time to really write down your needs and wants, and take down to write down what's currently happening right now with your needs and wants, and see if it aligns, if your preference should be adjusted, or if your needs should be adjusted. Not to say that you shouldn't have standards,
Yeah,
because
you gotta have
that's
standards.
completely different. That's completely different than what we're saying. You should definitely have standards on a individual, on a partner that you want, as far as morals and integrity and stuff like that. But I'm talking about standards when it comes. I'm talking about preferences when it comes to individual uh uh requirements that you need in order for that person to approach you.
You know, I agree with that, and I've learned, because I've had this conversation a lot before we even talk about the pod. I've learned obviously you shouldn't tell people change their standard. Look, I don't. Your standards are your standards. This is what you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
your
yeah.
preference. I just want people to know, like, live in reality. Just know that the more shit you have on that list, the more difficult it is going to be to find some. And no one, I'm not ever saying settle. Don't do that. But it's like people were saying, for some of the guys she's looking for, you're literally pricing yourself out
Yeah.
of that, because some of those guys are just not available.
Yeah.
And not to say they're not good guys, because she made the comment that you're comfortable with a mediocre job. Most of us have mediocre jobs out here. No one out, if you're not like a doctor, saving people's lives, your job is mediocre. And there's nothing
Sorry to
wrong with
tell
that.
you. Yeah,
There's
sorry to tell
nothing
you.
wrong with you having a mediocre job because it allows you to take care of your family. It's keeping a roof over your head, food in your refrigerator. It allows you to go on vacation. It allows you to do what you want to do. So there's nothing wrong with having a mediocre job. For her though, I just want to know, because you gotta make a certain amount of money. If he's making $500,000 but drives a bus, let's say the bus is just, he went to college, because as people were saying, there's a lot of people with degrees who drive buses. You just couldn't find a job in your career field when you graduated. So I got to have something. So I'm taking the job that gives me benefits and everything. So if I'm this guy, I have a mediocre job, but let's say I'm doing other things outside of the mediocrity. Do you think she would be okay with being like, you know what, I like this guy? Or she even gonna give him a chance?
No, because we are so stuck. Our community we're so stuck on this excellence, exceptional, always exceptional mainframe in our head, stuck in our head. Wear our Sundays best. Don't be nothing less than exceptional. This facade of
Hustle
I,
culture.
yeah, I can't deal with it. I can't.
It's I don't and people are gonna probably eat me up for this. Like, I don't see what's wrong even if you are okay with being mediocre. What is wrong with that? If this person is happy, and if this person is not bothering anyone and they are cool, why do you care that they are okay with mediocrity? And the other part of that is, I know for a fact when she wakes up in the morning and steps foot out the bed, you do not start your day out with just greatness from the moment you hit the floor. You're not just brushing my teeth with excellence. You're not drinking my coffee with excellence. You're not doing that. And you're not just leaving your fancy job and then continuing to do something even more fancy. When you get done doing, when LeBron James gets done, I'm sure scoring 40 points, I'm sure he goes and does something very mediocre. I'm having a regular glass of wine. I'm just chilling or something. No one is just constantly at the top all the goddamn time. It's just irritating.
It's exhausting. And also, why can't we just be?
Exactly.
Why is there always, well, you have to be on the throne?
I
Well,
don't have to do nothing.
okay, right, but breathe and stay
What you
alive
say?
and die.
I ain't got to do shit but stay black and die. It's like I'm just, I don't know, man. And it was
Yeah.
a dumpster fire on the Breakfast Club, and they were trying to help her. Every person on the panel was trying to be like, "Hey, you're not wrong in your preference. You wrong with the double down." And she just was like,
I'm
"You guys are
standing 10
mediocre and dumb."
toes down. Listen,
Black
I
excellence.
yeah, I feel like this conversation will always continue
It will.
because we we feel like we have to act a certain way once you get to your accomplishments, or you've done stuff that a lot of people haven't accomplished, gotten yet. Uh, You all have to remember, all of this shit is made up, right? and and
Literally.
these are all the standards that are put upon us from a broken ass system. So you're basing everything off of something that old ass white men most of the time told you, that this is the standard of higher excellence. So getting closer to whiteness is what
Literally.
you're trying to achieve.
Pretty much. That's exactly what she's saying. What was funny though, she on her double down, she accused of white supremacy. This is no more than white supremacy of trying to come at the sister for her preferences. And I was like, don't use white supremacy for this, because this is definitely
Got it.
White supremacy has done a lot, but this is not one that we can blame them for. You being a trash person saying people are mediocre and they must have got C's and D's. That's why they drive a bus. That is what's getting you in trouble. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, but once
And
again,
no, I ain't buying your goddamn book neither.
yeah, I was gonna say, once again, she'll be fine. She's a lawyer at that. She's a practicing lawyer. She has a podcast. Let her live her life. She'll understand at one point.
I don't think
one
she
time.
will.
Okay.
I think she's a person that's so stuck in her ways, because when you have 5 people in the same room who agree to it to an extent, but then they're like, this is where you messed up, and they're trying to hold you accountable in a soft way, and you're turning up on them, you don't want to listen. It was a shouting match on the Breakfast Club. It was just like, I'm here and you go, and like for y'all to all be like, we're all friends, that was not a friendly conversation. That was a shouting match. It's just like, okay. And if I am a wealthy man who saw that interview, and let's say I'm not a wealthy man who shares in the same thought process that you think of, why would I want to date you? Why would I see this beautiful, intelligent woman here and you are downing a certain portion of society? Why would I ever want to align with you and be like, you know what? I want to, get to know you that much more after you just called all these people mediocre. I don't want anything to do with you. You're a trash person. Why would any of these guys want to talk to you?
Good luck.
Oh man, it's just like
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
she checked her mentions. That's how she felt. She thought the double down was gonna help her. I was just like, yeah, no. I hope you sold a lot of books, because you probably won't be selling anymore. God dog. Anyways, Boogie, you know what time it is, because these niggas is tripping.
Y'all niggas tripping.
Who you got? Ebony K, she could have got.
No. speaking of cooking, my young niggas is tripping has got to go to not only Dylan Brooks, but to the Memphis Grizzlies themselves, the whole organization.
Yeah.
First of all, for those that are listening, I have couple images up. One of the images is a tweet from Happy Lakers fan that says, that has a quote from Dylan Brooks that says, I don't respect no one till they give me 40. This is quote Dylan Brooks. Guess what? That last game, if you didn't
Greatest
recall,
quote of all time.
If you didn't watch the game, Lakers before they're actually playing the Golden State right now, Lakers beat the Grizzlies 125-85. Equal.
How many points is that?
That's 40 points. Lakers won, beat the whole damn team by 40 points. Not just LeBron, but the whole damn team. So that goes that. But also, after Memphis Grizzlies were eliminated from the playoffs, sources have came out to say that the Memphis Grizzlies have informed pending free agent Dylan Brooks that he will not be brought back under any circumstances. These are from the league sources. Now, Memphis Grizzlies. We already had multiple issues going in. We had stories going in from your man's Ja. But because this man, Dylan Brooks, was shit talking his butt off, Memphis Grizzlies thought it was very important for everyone to know that at no point, under no circumstances, Dylan Brooks will be brought back. Come on, y'all. This is petty at its finest, and that was very unnecessary.
You know what? I don't think as long as I've been watching sports, I don't think I've ever seen a team be like, under no circumstances will we not be bringing a player back. I've never seen that. Even when Antonio Brown went through all his mess, they were not like, under no circumstances. It's like, you know what? We might leave the door cracked. Maybe we'll let him in. Now they're just like, Dylan Brooks, under no circumstances. He deserves the y'all niggas is tripping. For him, this is more so, I think, what people need to understand, because they're running with this narrative that you can't talk shit to LeBron and you get cancer, you get out the league. That's not why the Memphis Grizzlies said no, under no circumstances he can't come back. I'm sure that is a small percentage
Of course.
of why, because again, you can't poke the bear and then he dropped 40 on you. Well, the team drops 40 on you, and then they drop, I think he had what, 20 points, 20 rebounds in one game. So that was him still dropping 40 on you. So I'm like, you can't say stuff like that. But let's be clear here. They wanted to negotiate with him, from what I read, on 3 separate occasions, and he turned them down all 3 times during the contract negotiations. I don't care who you are. No organization is going to bring you back after they've wanted to negotiate to actually bring you back for the 3rd time, and you lost, and you was talking big. That's not ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. Now, this narrative of he's done in the league, stop being stupid. Y'all don't watch basketball. He's not going to be done. Someone's going to sign him. He's actually he's a decent player. He's that enforcer dude. He'll give you like 13 off the bench or whatever. He gets people riled up. The problem is, if you're going to be a rah-rah enforcer guy, you got to back it up. Draymond Green talks a lot of shit. He backs it up. Those are some key differences between being that rah-rah enforcer guy. You just got to back it up. So wherever he lands, hopefully not my Detroit Pistons, wherever he lands at, hopefully he just goes in and does his job, and he's just fuck up. That's all he's got to do. That's all he's got to do. That's it. But outside of that,
who you got for your niggas is tripping?
My niggas tripping is going to a lot of people who have been on flights cutting up lately. Boogie, you and I, we both just got off some flights on the vacation, and on my first flight to Mexico, there was a lot of babies on there. And the babies, babies do what babies do. Babies cried. So a lot of people, they were getting up, they were, soothing their baby. I'm no issues with that. We had the video of the guy who was going crazy because the baby was crying. It's like, come on, bro. It's a baby. We're seeing, I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. Did that motherfucker pay to yell? It's like, bro, it's like, how he was mad.
Sir, you are yelling. Yeah, he is too.
Niggas is irritated and they're not logically thinking when they just start yelling. The baby's yelling too. It's like, bro, he's a baby. But we're starting to see more videos of people acting up at 30,000 feet. And it's literally a bus. This is a sky bus. Why are y'all acting up on the plane? It's like, you don't want to act up. I don't get it. You don't act up on the ground, but you want to act up in the air. What is it with this? I saw a video of 2 ladies playing their music loud as hell on the speakers, and then you can clearly see it was irritating people. It was 2 ladies that had their heads down, and these women are flipping them off, just antagonize them. It's like, why are y'all cutting up on these airplanes? Stop doing this stuff. Just cut it out. Y'all gonna make it to where nobody can fly. Just stop. If you want to act up, just take an Uber. You want to act up, take the Amtrak, take the bus. There's many. Just stop doing this in the sky. Stop it. Cut it out. Too many fight videos. Why y'all want to fight on the plane? Stop. I don't understand it. And where are the sky marshals at? Remember when they had sky marshals? Where are these goddamn marshals at? Because there shouldn't be any, you know what? Don't even have them in plain clothes anymore. Just have a fucking cop on the goddamn plane with a machine gun. As soon as you walk on, when the stewardess is like, hey, how you doing? It's also a dude with a machine gun right behind him like, try it. Like, that's all you need, and no one will act up ever again. The only thing will happen on these planes is just a baby crying. Homie, like, that motherfucker. Let Machine Gun Man come up. Look, bro. You got one more time. I'm a pistol whip you. That's all it should be. They should start threatening people.
Machine Gun Marshall.
If you act up on this plane, we will deploy the agent who will pistol whip you. That's what it should be. If you just start threatening people with being pistol whipped at 30,000 feet in the sky, they will cut all this. They'll cut the shenanigans out. They will cut it out.
Yeah.
This is also why I'm not in charge of the flights or the Stewardess Association, because I would be the president, like, oh, this just came in, this just passed. You can now pistol whip the patrons. So go have fun. But cut it out, y'all. That's my y'all niggas tripping. Let's get to the final ad.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? A lot of y'all hit me up like, Nate, you super chill. You super laid back all the time. Brother, you gotta be on something. Well, y'all are right. I'm off them chummies edibles, and y'all know me. Y'all know I'm a smoker. I don't really mess with the eddies like that, because let's be real, a lot of them are hit or miss. There's either no juice or you're feeling like a zombie. The good folks over there at Chummies, well, they out here trying to change the edible game. And I gotta tell you, they got some phenomenal products. They sent me over some of their traditional edibles, and man, them things are hitting. But they don't only got edibles. They got juice. They got your gummies. They got your chocolate bars. Whatever you like, they got it. Y'all, do me a favor. Go over to their Instagram page. It's Chummies_edibles. And get yourself some good stuff. And when you're out there, filling up your cart, make sure you use that promo code 21Chummy. That's right. They rocking with the podcast. And because they rocking with us, they rocking with y'all. So they're going to take care of y'all by giving y'all 10% off of your first order. So again, use that promo code 21Chummy to get 10% off your edibles. All right, y'all, let's get back to the podcast.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
Man, Boogie, I like Henny, but not as much as this gentleman. So the man was arrested after stealing nearly $400 in Hennessy liqueur from a Walmart in Dearborn. Officers responded to the store after receiving a call from loss prevention regarding the theft. So the suspect fled from the store and attempted to hide in nearby bushes. He was later charged.
How did he carry $400 worth of Hennessy? What's that? 10 bottles?
Yeah, depending on what kind you buying. Are we buying like it's not the regular Hennessy? I'm trying to figure out, was he buying regular Henny? Was he buying Henny Black? Was it the VSOP? Was it just like a collection of Hennies? He was just like, let me just grab, like I just couldn't have been a hand cart, maybe he was pushing. I'm trying to figure this out. Did he just grab? Did he see like, oh, you know what? They got it boxed up on the top shelf. Let me just grab the case.
Smart.
I'm really, and also Henny is not that good. Like it's good, but it's not that good.
First of all, stop it. Stop lying to the folks. Stop lying to the people. Hennessy is terrible. I do not like Hennessy. Hennessy will no longer be in my repertoire. It will not be in my bar. I don't want to see it. I don't know why y'all keep drinking it. It is nothing but gasolina.
It keeps you grounded. Keeps you grounded.
Yeah, grounded, all right. It keeps you floored.
Unless you know where you came from. It's like, look, you can't never forget where you come from. That's what Henny is. Every so often, you just got to take it back to, you got to drink some 211, some Wild Irish Rose. You got to just take it back, go get some Mad Dog, and just be like, this is where we come from. The struggle.
Hennessy is not even a black company. You guys are profiting. You guys are giving these others profits.
Do you know why, Boogie? Do you know why?
Why?
Because during World War, I think it was 1 or 2, they were over in France and they were not allowing black soldiers to go in to the white pubs, bars, white establishments. They weren't letting them go in there. But the makers of Hennessy, they allowed them into, their bars and pubs, and that kind of became the drink of the brothers. So when they came back after the war, it was like Hennessy, that's all we drinking, and it's been passed down from generation to generation of Henny drinkers, and here we are.
Boy, it never amazes me the reason why we do certain things. It always come down to the traditions.
To the racism.
This, this boy, I tell you, if you don't believe that racism is flowing everywhere, this is here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here's your proof.
It's the funniest thing ever. Just imagine if they would have just let us drink the liquor we wanted to drink. Hennessy would not be out here just being like the number one drink in the hood. So those people being racist actually helped Hennessy, and they helped us in a roundabout way.
Oh God. I just hope your man's at least got a little taste before he got arrested.
I hope he got a taste, but I also hope that he passed some of them bottles off to the homies so they could keep the business flowing so they could get him out. You know, we sold a couple of these bottles, so you know we got you. But you know what? He's not the only person that I feel like does this. Because you're from Chicago, and I know this happens probably in other large cities, but there are people who will be like, hey, my man, I got them bottles. And you go up to their trunk, and it's like, where did all this liquor come from? And they are selling you top shelf bottles at next to nothing prices. So this man, free this man. He was out here. He the community plug. He the community liquor store. Free bruh.
He bringing back bootleggers.
He trying to help the hood. He like, hey, this bottle normally would cost you like $45, but I'm giving it to you for $20. You know, he's it's a service. He's providing a service. Have you ever bought bottles out of somebody's trunk?
That would be a no.
You ain't living, Boogie, until you have bought drugs and or bottles of liquor out of someone's trunk.
My standards, my preferences, and my standards don't allow me to purchase said bottles.
Oh man, you know what, Boogie? You ain't living. I have done it. I have done it once. I will never do it again because I was for sure. I was like, oh no, but it was a good ass price. It was a good ass price on the bottle. I thought I was gonna get robbed. I legit thought I was gonna get robbed. I was like, I feel like someone's gonna come behind me and rob both of us. They're gonna take what little money I got and your bottles, but it worked out. It worked out. Never will I do it again. I would just go to a regular liquor store to, you know, just avoid little small things like, you know, potentially, you know, losing my life over some liquor. But it's an experience I think everyone should at least try. You gotta at least try at least once.
Pass. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that at all. Do what you was doing beforehand.
I'm just saying, hey, look, man, if you can get a gallon of the VSOP for $25, I'm just saying.
Ugh.
Anyway, just saying.
Ugh. Free that man.
Free the homie. You know what? I put some money on his books. You know, he out here. Look, it's just Hennessy. It is just Hennessy. What would you go to jail for? We're gonna close out for this. What is a drink? What's the liquor brand you're gonna go to jail for? If you're gonna steal $400 worth of liquor, what you stealing?
Uncle Nearest, probably.
Okay, keeping it black for real. I like that. Yeah. I do like that. I think I'm about to agree with you. I would do the Nearest or some Woodford. You know, I would steal like 3 bottles of Woodford, which is probably like $400. So
yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
Like I can only carry $400 worth. Yeah. So imagine that he stole imagine he stole one $400 bottle of Hennessy. Imagine that. I hope it was more than one, but I feel like that's what it is. But you know. Well, we're coming to the end of another great podcast. But before we like to close up, let's close out on something we call Nothing Blunt Facts. This is one of those facts that you can take. You know, you might want to light up something and be like, this is making me think. Or it might be something where it's like, that was completely stupid. That is totally up to you. But here is this week's Nothing Blunt Fact. Motion sickness is caused by your brain's inability to coordinate with your eyes, causing your body to believe toxicity is destroying your nerve tissue, aka you're being poisoned and or you're vomiting to get the poison out. So with that thought, if poisonous people, if toxic people are closing in all around you, just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Get rid of that toxicity. See, it started working. No more toxicity. It's gone. Close your eyes. That's all I got. That's the fact. That's it. Do what you will with that. These facts mean nothing. I'm trying to tie them together, and sometimes we win, sometimes we lose at it. But hey, that's
It's okay. Yeah, take it as you take that fact.
Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Shout out to the day ones. Hit us up if you are looking, if you need to want to sponsor a podcast. Hit us up. We're always looking for new sponsors for this great show that you guys are tuned into. Boogie, what you got for the peoples?
As always, don't forget to smash that bell on YouTube so you can get all of our notifications, all of our content as soon as it drops. And also tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this is your favorite podcast.
Your favorite MFing podcast. And unless I have an ear infection next week, we'll be back. Which I'm hoping that there's absolutely no more of those. No more vacations for a while either. So, we will be back.
For you.
Right. I should say for right now, because I actually do got one coming up in July. So, we got a lot of stuff going on coming up. But I ain't got nothing else for the people.
And I'm Adrian Brady Bird.
And this is another dope ass episode of